360 Sports Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the 360 Sports Podcast Show with your hosts, Mario Mays and Adrian Pinland. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button and share. Now, enjoy the show.
Welcome to the 360 Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mario Mays, and I also got my co-host, Adrian Pinland, right here today, and we're ready to interview Mr. Shad Dabney. Also, when you get time, make sure you go and subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Also follow us on IG and Twitter on the links below. So today in the building, we got Mr. Shad Dabney. First and foremost, man, we want to say congratulations on your commitment. Congratulations on so far what we look at as a great career starting out at Riverside Academy. And so we're going to lead straight into it, starting at Riverside Academy. Shad, tell me, how was your experience at Riverside?
My experience at Riverside was truly amazing. Especially my sophomore year, playing alongside Khalid Duke and Isaac Teasley and Jordan Battles, guys like that they really pushed me to become a complete player. At a young age, I had to step up and play big time minutes and make things happen for us to win games. And, the coaching staff was amazing. Coach Garrett, Coach Jason Pleasant, they just guided me into the right direction, and the rest is history.
Okay.
Shad, out of all the schools, because you grew up in Hall County, Gainesville, what made you choose to go to Riverside over Gainesville, East Hall, Flowery Branch, over all the powerhouse? Like, what was the decision?
I would most definitely say it was just the abilities that the coaches had at Riverside. Coach Garrett came from the college level, coaching in California. Coach Pleasant, I've known him for a while, and I knew that they could develop me into the athlete that I wanted to be and guide me in the direction to go to the next spot. And my mom and dad felt comfortable with me going there after my freshman year when I left Gainesville. There are many schools that we were looking at, but we just felt like Riverside was the best place for me to grow as a man, as a young man, and as an athlete. And I truly think that was the best decision I made in my life, being under Coach Pleasant and Coach Garrett.
So you made a great point right there. You talked about growing as a young man, opposed to just looking at it one-sided and growing as an athlete. Now, You had a great team of people that were around you, your mother, your father, Coach Pleasant and Coach Garrett. Talk a little bit more about the role that Coach Pleasant and Coach Garrett played in developing you and developing your thought process, just from the standpoint of the recruiting process.
They always used to just tell me, like, everything's like an interview, a job interview. People always watching me, whether I'm in the store or, at home on Instagram Live. People are always watching me, so I always have to be cautious of what I do and how I act and what I say. So, they just kind of stayed on me to make sure I was growing as a young man, not doing the childish things that I used to do, in the 9th and 10th grade. And you said something about recruiting, and they just worked me out, told me the things I needed to do while I was on my own, when I used to, go work out with my boys like Chase and Chan. And they just gave me ways to become a better person and a better ball player every day. Even with me being at Cherokee Bluff now, I hear from Coach Garrett 2 or 3 times a week, just him checking in on me, making sure I'm good. We talking about recruitment, stuff like that, and, how my family's doing. He's gotten real tight with my family. Coach Pleasant's been around me since I was like 3 years old. So I talk to him daily, and they just played a tremendous part in everything that's going on for me.
Hey, Shad, I know it was kind of tough with this pandemic. I know you really want to go back and finish up your high school season at Riverside, but the pandemic happened, and I know it took away from y'all high school sports over there, especially football. And so, why did you choose Cherokee Bluff over a lot of different high schools? Because I'm pretty sure everybody in the county, everybody in North Georgia, everybody in Atlanta, trying to recruit you to come to their schools. Well, ultimately, what led you to Cherokee Bluff?
It was more of a. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
It was more of a stay in Hall County type of thing. I've always been the kid that went to a smaller school and made big things happen. So Cherokee Bluff was an up and coming team. I knew they had athletes. I knew they had a great coaching staff. I'm from Hall County. I've been in Gainesville my whole life. So I kind of just wanted to keep building on my legacy in the city I grew up in, if that makes sense. And the situation just fell right into place. We got a quarterback, me on top of the running back they got last year. We all just kind of gelled together. So it just kind of felt like a blessing in disguise, And then when I got there, I was welcomed with open arms. Coach Wood, he coached me as a freshman at Gainesville. I would be able to play basketball for him. Coach Kemp, I was around him at Gainesville. He is now at Cherokee Bluff. So it just kind of felt like a family-based program. And the way Coach Jones approached everything was just like about business and doing the thing the right way. And I didn't want to go back to, being sloppy and not being held accountable for my last year, the most important year that gets me really prepared for college. And I just felt like it was the perfect fit.
So tell me this too, with your experience at Riverside and being a cadet, how did that help you grow, as an athlete and as a young man?
It taught me a lot about responsibilities, time management, and growing up. A lot of the childish things you can get away with at public schools, you can't really get away with at a military school. So it was hard at times, but I think it instilled a mindset in me that everything I do is about business. Moving forward, you can't let things weigh you down. You just got to keep pushing. So I think the cadet lifestyle really changed my life. It kind of molded me into the young man I'm becoming right now. I think that it's really a prep for college, teaching you like time management, responsibilities, stuff like that. So I appreciate my time spent at Riverside.
Shad, I want to jump right into your first two high school football games at your new school, Cherokee Bluff. I know the first two games, they sort of been blowouts, and you haven't even played past halftime. What are you learning, like, from your new coach, Tommy Jones, man? I know it's tough because I know you want to play all four quarters. Right now you're only getting to play two, but are you having fun? What are you learning?
I'm actually having the time of my life. Just the energy the players around me bring, my teammates, they're just great to be around. My coaches are, always high energy, every day, bringing the juice every day. We always talk about brick by brick. So we just taking it a day at a time. I know, it's kind of frustrating not being able to play past the second half and, put up the numbers we want to put up, but we're all eating right now, so it's not about me. It's about the team. So if I'm only catching the ball 2 or 3 times with a touchdown and we up 49-0, I won't complain about that now day of the week. So we just, playing our cards right. I get used for a lot of decoys to set up big runs for our running backs. So we just kind of work together to make things work. And you can't really complain about what's going on when the first 2 games you ain't played the second half. So I think Coach Jones is doing a tremendous job, as well as Coach Griffin, which is our defensive coordinator. We've only gave up 14 points in 2 games, and both touchdowns came in the last game, and the starters were not in. They came in the third and fourth quarter. So our starting defense has not gave up a touchdown. So I just feel like we're playing great ball right now, and we don't want to get too caught up in the future, but we feel like we can have a great season. So we're just gonna take it day by day.
So you talked a little about Cherokee Bluff. We're going to take a step backwards and talk a little bit about Riverside. You put up some amazing numbers at Riverside. I think you had like 29 touchdowns your junior season, 1,400 all-purpose yards. You were throwing touchdowns. You were running touchdowns, intercepting the ball. You were kind of used also as just an all-purpose athlete. So what went into your preparation? Did you do a lot of studying in order to do all of that?
That is, I would say that's the biggest thing athletes fail to do at a young age is study your opponent. If you know what your opponent is going to do, it's going to be easy for you to take control of the game when you want to, when it's time to play. So what I do now and what I used to do at Riverside, I just watch film on the team all week. At Riverside, I played field corner, so I would just always watch the receivers and the sets they run on the field side. Or when I was playing quarterback at Riverside, I would always, just go through my plays and the plays we run the most and all the plays in the playbook, and just go through their defenses and see how, the DN comes down. If he coming flat, he coming high, he running upfield. How these DBs playing, where's the weak point here? When I was on offense, it was like, when I was on defense, watching the receiver, what is his tendencies? If he stand up high, he breaking down, or when he does his double move, when he do this, he going back out, stuff like that. So I will say that preparation is very important, especially at the next level. You got to use every advantage you possibly can, because it's not always about who's more athletic or who's more talented. If you know where the ball is going to be, it don't matter who's more athletic, who's more talented. If you're there, you're going to be able to make a play on it. So I will say that me watching film had a lot to do with my touchdowns, knowing what corners were the weaknesses, where the weak spots was on the defense when I would take off and run the ball. And, that just came from my coaches always staying on me, making sure I was watching film. We watch film as a team daily and stuff like that. We do the same thing at Cherokee Bluff. Our coaches are heavy on us, watching film. Sometimes we'll be in class watching film together as teammates. So I think that's a big thing, and that's really been helping us improve and everything. So.
And Shad, your first 2 games at Cherokee Bluff, the first game you had 3 catches for 49 yards, 1 touchdown. In the second game, you had 2 catches for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Mm-hmm. Man, them big time stats for only 2 quarters.
Yeah, it's just doing what I can do when I have the ball in my hand. Coach Jones, he believes in me and believes I can make plays. So we have many different ways to get me the ball and things like that. But I'm not the only one putting up big numbers. All our receivers can go. All our running backs can go. We have a phenomenal quarterback. His first year playing varsity football, he's been hot. And I think what really sets the tempo for us is our defense. Our defense puts us in great field position every possession, stopping the defense, getting turnovers. And our special teams is doing amazing. Coach Telovich is doing a great job with all our special teams. We have had a block punt in both games. We blocked the punt last weekend and scored a touchdown off of it. So, we're just working hard in all phases of the game, trying to do the things the right way. My teammates are the reason why I'm able to, have 2 catches for 53 yards, because they're so worried about the run. or they're worried about the other receiver. So I just give all that credit to my other teammates for, setting things up to play before and doing everything the right way. So you can't really say, oh, the ball's going to Shad. You can't really do that with us. You have to respect all phases of the game with us. So that's just how I feel about that.
So tell me this: if you had a preference, offense or defense, which one?
I'm definitely a DB. I'm a touchdown scoring kid in the mind, but a DB at heart. Defense just comes easy to me. I'm just natural. I'm natural at it, and that's what I train at because I'm going to college to play cornerback. So I train as a DB daily, and I just work on my craft every day. But I also work on being a threat on special teams for returns and stuff like that, and receiver. I can't lie. It's the greatest feeling in the world when you get the ball in your hands and you can make somebody miss and score. But I think for me to be able to achieve my goal, defense is the way. So Coach Pleasant has always been telling me that since the first day I started playing football. Defense is where I'm going to get my money. So that's where I've stuck to that. I put my mind to it, and I'm going to get it right now.
Shad, let me ask you this. I know before going into any type of season, you have a team goal, right? And then you also have an individual goal. Tell us what's your team goal, like the goals that y'all set as a team, and also some individual goals for you. And the reason why I asked that, because I know you got a couple of big games coming towards the end of the season with White County. I just want to know some goals that you set for this season.
Our team goals were, very simple. Just take it week by week and control what we can control. So we, of course, everybody wants to win a state championship. Everybody wants to win a region, things like that. So, we have goals like that. But our main thing is just, being a great brother and a great teammate each and every day and let everything else take care of itself. So we just try to, work hard, communicate well. We have periods where it's just straight football players in the weight room. So we're lifting together, just building the camaraderie together. So our team goals are, very simple, just take it day by day, get better every day, be better than what you were yesterday. And take every Friday as if it's the first game. So you can't say, oh, don't get the big head because we won last 2 weeks. No, we starting off fresh 0-0 here. We're going to approach this week just like we would approach the state championship game. So we're taking a professional approach in every game. And a personal goal for me is just to, be a better teammate. And nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? So my biggest thing is just being a better teammate, being a better person, and helping the ones around me be better. I've always been, in the spotlight, blah, blah, blah. I've had my time to shine. Now it's just about making the people around me better and making my teammates better because it's all about the future, so the kids coming up, they look up to me. So personal goals is, it has nothing to do with numbers. I had amazing high school football career already, and I haven't even played my whole senior year yet. So touchdowns and yards and stuff like that don't really get me excited. It's all about making the people around me better and the younger kids better, showing them the way to do things the right way and things like that.
So speaking of showing the younger kids the way to do things the right way, I want you to talk to us about the Ball Boy program that you had a chance to be a part of through the Boys and Girls Club with the Atlanta Falcons. That experience, being around professional athletes, I know you were able to pull some great things that have helped you through your high school career. So talk to me about some of the things that you were able to learn from some of those professionals.
The biggest thing they used to always tell me when I started getting some college attention was don't worry about the name. No, there are people in the NFL that come from schools you don't colleges you never even heard of. So their biggest thing was go where you feel you're wanted and needed, and what's home for you. You don't got to go to the Georgias or the Clemsons or the LSUs of the world to make it to the NFL. You just got to go to college and get on the field. So that's just been my biggest thing, being able to go somewhere I can get on the field early. And because the best way to get in the league is to play in college. So if I can play as a freshman, my chances are higher to, make it to the league because I'm showcasing my talents for 3 to 4 years. So that was one thing. And another thing the players used to always say was just enjoy it, be a kid while I can be, and, just live life. And I just built relationships with players like Muhammad Sanu, Devontae Freeman, Deion Jones, Duke Riley, Marvin Hall, Christian Blake. They just, and they stay in Fourier. They stay in touch with me to this day. We text on Instagram, I let them know how I'm doing. We talk on Twitter and stuff like that. It's just an amazing feeling to be able to talk to people who've already made it and get advice from them day in and day out on what it takes to, go to the next level. So knowledge that's kept in is not knowledge that is useful. So they pass it down to me. So now I feel like it's my time to pass it down to the people up under me because their time's coming up. And even though I'm not where I want to be, I feel like I'm in a great position at the point where I can be. I feel like I'm at the highest position I can be at my age right now. So I'm just trying to, involve the people around me and make sure everybody else has the same opportunity in life that I had, because that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I definitely don't take that for granted. I thank Kenny and Jimmy Hay and Brian for, and Coach and my uncle Derek Cotwell for, allowing me to be a part of that. And yeah.
Shad, I want to ask you something because you made a good point a while ago. You are all world in Hall County. So many people look up to you, especially your teammates. And one thing that I want these people to know about you, you're a 4.0 student, man. You're just not a great athlete. You're good at football, basketball. I mean, if you go out for baseball, you're probably good in baseball. You're good at anything you put your mind to. But having a 4.0, and I know how hard it is at Riverside, like a 4.0, that's impressive, man. Like, I want people to know, like, the hard work that you put into the book side of this.
It's just, dedication and the want to do stuff. My mom always told me to, and my mom, my dad, Coach Pleasant, they always used to tell me, you have to separate yourself from other people in some kind of way. And, going into my freshman year at Gainesville, I didn't really want to play football. But when I started playing football, I wasn't the best player on the field. I wasn't this, I wasn't that. So I knew I had to separate myself going into my sophomore year in a way that nobody else could, beat me in this category. Like, oh, you may be faster than me, but you won't be smarter than me. Like, you won't have a higher IQ than me. Like, it was just a way I felt like I needed to separate myself. And it just comes from, wanting to do homework, wanting to study, asking your teachers for help when you need it, not being afraid to ask questions when you don't know something and stuff like that. And, just putting your mind to it and doing it. So I've always had the help I needed if I needed help. And I just, just pay attention in class. I try to sit in the front of all my classes so I'm not distracted. And being at Riverside, we couldn't have our phones, so we had no choice but to listen. So it was like, man, might as well separate myself in the classroom. And I think my mom's really proud of that. So
She is. Yeah. She is.
I say this, man. I have watched you from a little bitty guy grow up into a very intelligent young man. And, like I said, I've watched you play a lot of basketball, football, everything you've done. But I think the most impressive thing is you carrying a 4.0. Like, that's almost unheard of in this day and time. because so many people put so much emphasis on being an athlete.
Yeah.
But I know you had a very, very strong support system with your mother, your father, who really, really pushed hard. And like you said, Coach Pleasant has been around you from day one. So, you know, that group, Derek Caldwell and Coach Gary, they've done a great job of molding you into an all-around kid, not just an athlete. And so as we speak about you from the standpoint of being a student athlete, when you head to Kansas, what will you be looking to major in?
I want to major in kinesiology and minor in broadcasting. So I either want to be a therapist or a trainer. And another thing is, with me being in college, the number one thing is staying healthy. So if I know how my body works, I can prevent myself from getting injured. And I want to minor in broadcasting because if you know me, you know I can talk and I like to talk. I talk nonstop. So I feel like I'll be great on ESPN after I make my little professional run. So, you know, it's another thing with setting myself apart. You know, they normally have athletes commentate, but if I have a commentating degree, it just makes it that much easier for me to, you know, be able to get a job and be reliable for things like that. So
one thing I know about you, if everything else fails, you're going to be a great coach, man. The way you coach guys up today. So,
yeah.
But I do want to talk about this, man. You going off to Kansas and you're going to play for a legendary coach, Les Miles. I mean, the job that he did at LSU for many years and all the guys that came through his program in the NFL. Like, what's the one thing you're excited about playing under Les Miles?
You know, like you said, the amount of DBs he put in the league is crazy. He has players from all around going to the league, from starting as a freshman to not playing until their redshirt senior year. So I just have a lot of faith in him and his coaching staff that they can get me to where I need to be and where I want to be as a human being and as an athlete. So, you know, being recruited by him, getting text messages, phone calls by Les Miles himself was just, you know, amazing and something that is real hard to turn down.
So Kansas is also known for basketball too.
It is.
Now, we know Shad Dabney is a three-sport athlete: track, basketball, football. Will there be any thoughts of trying to make a run out there on the basketball court?
Yeah, it's been a little conversation about it. You know, we already have a five-star two-sport athlete committed to Kansas. His name's Keon Coleman. He's playing football and basketball, and he's been, you know, putting word in for me to see if I could maybe, you know, go out and play a little basketball for Kansas and make the team. I definitely have faith in myself that I can make their roster, but, you know, I've been thinking about it a lot, you know, knowing that they've been my dream school in basketball since Devontae Graham was there and Josh Jackson and them. So I would definitely love to, you know, go out there and try to make their basketball team for sure.
One thing I know, you're going to love Lawrence, man. Great college city. Like Mario said, I mean, Kansas Jayhawks basketball is big time. And, you know, I hope you can make the team and go out there and be successful, because I know on the football side of things, you're going to be real successful. But I know your ultimate goal is to play in the NFL, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, so what are you going to have to do to get there? I know you're going to have to work hard and do the right things, but you got a 3 or 4 year plan. What is your 3 to 4 year plan at Kansas?
You know, just to go down to Lawrence, you know, the summer coming up and compete and work and outwork every man in front of me and know that nothing's going to be given to me. So my plan is to go and play as a freshman. I want to be a Big 12 All-American before my time is done. I want to, you know, set records on defense while I'm there. And, again, just set a a legacy for DBs to come out of Kansas. So I just want to create my own path, do what I do best, compete, you know, go be a dog and keep grinding every day and got to put the work in. Work come first before everything. So I'm definitely going there and focused, not distracted by anything. Got my eyes on the prize.
So Shad, as you made this decision to attend Kansas, what do you think was a most important thing that made you say, you know what, this is it. This feels right. This is something that I think that I can see myself doing for the next 4 years.
It was two things. The education side of Kansas's university it was just amazing. You know, seeing what they had to offer and all the studies they had in my field, it just kind of blew me away. And then, like AP said, you know, playing under a guy like Coach Miles, who's been winning and producing, you know, DBs and receivers and stuff like that in the league, it was just kind of like let's do it. My mom felt great about it. Dad felt great about it. Brothers, coaches, everybody felt great about it. But most importantly, I woke up one morning knowing that if I was to commit right now, I would have no doubts about it. So once I got that feeling, it was like, let's do it.
All right, Shad, I know in Kansas you better have your snow coat because it get real cold out there in the winter.
So
Make sure you bring plenty of jackets. But I know, man, you was talking offline, and I know you said you could have waited for a Georgia offer, like you would probably end up getting a Georgia offer. Did your mom, dad, high school coaches, friends were like telling you like, man, you should wait for this Georgia offer so you can play closer to home so they can come and see you all the time, or what?
you know, it was a few people who would, you know, told me to wait and things like that. I've had deep conversations with Coach Garrett and Coach Pleasant about the timing of my commitment, if this is really what I wanted to do. But, you know, the people that really mattered, like Coach Pleasant, Coach Garrett, my dad, my mom, my brother, my family, my coaches, it was like, what do you want to do? What do you feel comfortable with it? Everybody made the decision about me, you know, and I felt like that was the best thing they could have ever done because they didn't pressure me to do anything. They wanted me to go where I wanted to go so I can build my own legacy and where I felt comfortable. So, you know, I kind of knew that things were going to get a little hot once I committed. But like I said, I just felt like it was the right place. And my mom sat on Zoom meetings and FaceTime calls with all the coaches. She felt comfortable. Dad felt comfortable. Brother felt comfortable. Coaches felt comfortable about it. So it was just a no-brainer.
All right, Shad, man, listen, this has been a great interview, but I got two questions before we get out of here.
Got you.
Who does Shad Dabney model his game after? If there is a guy in the NFL that Shad Dabney can say, that's me.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey for sure. Because at the end of the day, I feel like Shad can check your best player, and he can do it all night long, week in and week out. And I'm going to talk my talk, you know, because I'm going to back it up. A lot of people hate on Jalen Ramsey because he talked, but he put the work in and he backed it up day in and day out. And he just played with that dog mentality. And I just feel like I'm like him. Also, I feel like I'm a little prime time because
I was gonna say, you know, we used to call you Dion Shad. So
yeah, I'm a little prime timey, you know. Towards the beginning of my football career, I would say I would be more like Dion because I would come up and tackle, but I wasn't aggressive. But you know, now it's just like it's something you got to do. You got to have that dog in you. So, you know, I kind of would say Jalen Ramsey most definitely because I'm checking the best player, and then when I got to come up and hit, I'm gonna come up and hit. So that's that.
All right, and on Friday nights, pregame, you getting ready to get pumped up. You in your zone. What are you listening to?
What I'm listening to, all right, I got this little ritual that I do in every sport I play. Because, you know, you don't want to have your adrenaline rushing too much before the game and you, like, overdo yourself at the beginning of the game. So on the bus ride or when I'm chilling in the locker room, I'm bumping some slow music like some Rod Wave or some Wale, some stuff like that. But, like, when it's time to go out there and get to it, I'm definitely listening to Chief Keef and Meek Mill. Gotta listen to that Chief Keef and Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares is always the last song I listen to before I take the field or go on the court. I always listen to that song right there. So that's gotta be it.
Okay.
Sean, I gotta say this before we get off the line, man. In basketball, because I see you play a lot, man, you remind me of Colin Sexton. I know you probably not heard this. And the reason why I say that, man, you go so hard out there. You pick up full court. And I was talking to Benji the other day when I was over at the school, man. I was like, you're going to make so many them other players so much better because how hard you play. Mm-hmm. You know, like when you mess up, you get mad at yourself, but you take it out on the other team and like you'll get a steal, you can finish it around the basket. And man, it's like guys like Dre, K, all them younger guys, they're going to be looking up to you, man. So I hope you teach them as much as you can, man, because one thing I can say about you, you do play hard. You know, win or lose, you're going to play hard from the jump ball.
Everything, I mean, that's just like the competitive nature I have in my life. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've been competing from the littlest things, like who can get to the car first to get front seat for me and my brother, you know. So I've never been the type of kid to start something and not finish it. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 100%. And like I always say, Coach Garrett told me every day he see me, you got to treat everything like an interview. So if my football coaches was the people who recruiting me, sitting here watching me play a basketball game and we losing by 20 and I'm slacking around, he not going to want that in his program. You know, so you got to always build your brand no matter what the circumstances are. And that's why I feel like I play so hard.
And this is my last thing. So I know you playing at Cherokee Bluff basketball. Mm-hmm. What are you most excited about? The Lanier Land tournament because you never played in it. And when y'all play this year, who's going to win it?
We ain't gonna do too much talking about who's gonna win it. But I will say I'm so pumped to play in Lanier Land. Haven't played in it since my freshman year at Gainesville. Played in it sparingly, you know, because I was coming off the bench from Gainesville. I was playing on a loaded team my freshman year, but I felt like I could have been MVP of Lanier Land sophomore year, junior year, and I'm going to be at my senior year. Not taking away from the guys who got it, but I just feel like
I love the confidence.
It's just being able to play around all the people I grew up with, playing Little League with, you know, it's going to be amazing. And I'm just ready to put on for the city and give Hall County what they've been waiting for. For 3 long years, and I just feel like I ain't gonna say we gonna win it, but Gainesville not gonna have a 5-peat. That's all I know. That's all I know.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not going for it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. Coach Graham is the only coach that has coached me in the past that I have not beat. So I got to give it to him. You know, played Coach Wood my sophomore year in basketball, came up victorious, played Coach Miller in football my sophomore year when he was at Lakeview, played Coach Luttrell when he was at Johnson. So he's the only coach that I played for in the past that I haven't beat or haven't played against. So I love you to death, Coach Graham, but December 31st or whenever Lanier Land Championship come, you got to see me. Simple as that. You got to see me.
Okay.
You got to see me.
Hey, look, on that note, I think it's time for us to shut it down, man. Listen.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure, man, to interview young man. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow up, man. Like I said, you got a great support system behind you, and we wish you nothing but the best. success as you head off to Kansas next year, and also wish you success finishing your senior year strong at Cherokee Bluff, man.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all.
Salute to you, man. And hey, we out of here, man. Thank everybody for checking in on the 360 Sports Podcast. When you get time, like it, subscribe to it. I'm Mario Mays. It's Adrian Penland. And we out of here. We'll check you the next time.
Peace.
We'll be right back.